It's dreary and miserable throughout much of the Midwest, but don't fear, we've got football to perk up our spirits as we join you from Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Tonight it's on to Week 4 as we've got a good Thursday night matchup in store between the Miami Dolphins and the Cincinnati Bengals. Two 1-2 teams, each hoping to get back to 500, and we're underway in Week 4.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25.
Here we go.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Gotta like that start. 14 yards to get him going.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Back to Mixon on first down. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. He'll buy some time right. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third. The Bengals are 1-2 through the first 3 weeks of the season, and they got off to the good start, but then 2 straight losses since.
And now you start to wonder about what this does for a team's morale, how it affects their psyche, because let's face it, you work all summer pointing toward that opening game, you get the win, but then you don't carry it on from there. How will they bounce back from these losses and try and get right?
Again, it's Mixon. And he'll get this down close to a first down at about the Dolphins' 38. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. Taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon. His 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Bengals will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Up the middle they go with Mostert. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. A run with Mostert up the middle. 4 yards on the pickup there, and now they're left with a 3rd and 8. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On play action, here's Tua. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, how about the challenge we're seeing here in this game early? Man coverage against some fleet receivers. That time, the defense won.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
11.
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. On 4th down, Drew Chrisman on to punt. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. Yeah, not a great one there. Out of bounds in the air. And the offense is going to be set up already in enemy territory inside the 45.
Here we go, set. Drill, 52.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. The defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere.
Right. 2.
Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. And that will be incomplete.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Now the veteran Thomas Morstead on to punt it away. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds. And they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Mixon gets the nod to start the drive. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make 2nd down pretty tough. Now Burrow. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
11 Thomas.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he'll try and hurry the kick, gets it away, but it's not looking that great. And what a golden break here. This ball is going to be touchdown, but just outside of the red zone.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Come on, set.
2 and now on 1st down.
And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Tua. And it'll be intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal.
Tua going to run the sneak.
And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now Tua going to try and sneak it.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown.
Tua Tagovailoa with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Dolphins strike quickly here to tie up the ball game.
The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And they take the lead here at 7-6. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Bengals drive about to get going.
And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that caused you to...
Here we go.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7.
Once again, they run with Mixon.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 79 yards for him on the ground so far tonight, as he has been terrific in this first half.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. On 3rd down, Mixon. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards.
Burrow going to give this to Mixon.
Oh, he's got a little daylight.
And that one opened up for him well, as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a 1st down. 2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter.
11. 12. Stop.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
What will look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
12.
Mixing up the middle. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On 3rd down, Burrow. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Bradley Chubb coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it also brings up 4th.
McPherson's kick is good.
And they jump back in front here. It's 9-7. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
And now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. From the 27, Tua. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Credit the sack to Malik Jefferson.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though. And they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
And if you're wondering how quick a quarterback's decision-making needs to be,
now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six from Bengals TV. Yes, the old tip drill works to perfection there.
You're bringing back great memories. Used to love that drill. And a lot of times in practice, you work on it, not just one tip, but multiple tips, just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support and end up in the opposite end zone.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For us, it was Oski. Okay, Oski was an
things for different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo,
and all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football, and the Bengals grab it, and he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
An extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
Noah Igbenogany from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
On the handoff, this is Mostert.
And he'll find some space up to about the 25. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting them to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Tagovailoa going to try and throw on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
Well, it's looking like another 3 and out here. And at some point, got to be able to put together a drive to keep your defense from having to go right back out on the field. I feel like things are starting to unravel a little bit. And we're not even at halftime.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And a fair catch called for and taken right on the midfield stripe. Just 21 yards on the punt there. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. A toss left, Mixon. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 6 there on the first down play. So a nightmare start to the drive as they're already staring at 2nd and long. Burrow going to fake to Mixon and now look to throw. Out to his left. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. And it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. 2nd down, here's Mostert again. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll send a receiver in motion left. They'll try and run here with Mostert. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Tua on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Bengals are going to get it back in terrific field position. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Inside handoff to Mixon. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 in 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Now they go play action now. Burrow. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Boy, that's the kind of interception that can save a game right there. They're already down 2 scores. Huge play, slowing down what was going against them.
I was thinking the same thing. You get down 3 scores there at this stage, could be in for a long ball game. After the turnover, it's Tua. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Well, this is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
After the incompletion, they'll try once more from the 20-yard line on 2nd and 10. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And obviously not fooling anybody here as they stop him behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
Let's go.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. They fake the handoff, now Tua. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jermaine Pratt fighting in and dropping him for the loss. So we've reached halftime here in the Queen City, and it's the Bengals leading this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive.
Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD. Down 2 scores here, so how do they make...
Down the numbers! There he goes! 30! 10! And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
And that almost makes it a brand-new ballgame. Now it's a one-score affair after they get the 2.
And you have to know they were holding their breath on the 2-point play because they had to have it to get it within the range that you just talked about. Dialed up their 2-point play. It worked. Now they're feeling like they've got a shot at this one.
This is taken just shy of the 10. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming third down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of the momentum the other side is starting to gain.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And the catch made, it's Tyler Boyd. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on third down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. It's Mixon on the counter. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
Here we go.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Here we go.
Again, it's Mixon. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
11.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done.
11.
They'll run with Mixon, and nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and that will force a turnover on downs. Being just short of midfield, they decide to take a crack at it on 4th down. They don't come through.
Sometimes it's just showing confidence in your defense. You know that they're good, and they'll take care of you. A lot of coaches during the week will announce to their team, we're going to be aggressive, guys. We're going to go for it. Hey, defense, you got me? A little bit of a challenge to them to see if they'll pick up the rest of the team.
See how they respond now. 2nd down, here's Mostert again. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Give them 22 there on the 3rd down conversion. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll run right side with Mostert. And he'll take this one down near the 15. on 2nd and 9. Tua. He's got a man. It's just, and I think the ball's out. And this is going to kick out of bounds. Boy, a fortunate bounce or two there. They'll keep possession back inside the 10-yard line. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. On 3rd down, here comes Mostert. And now Mostert is going to be stopped up short. He did not get there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down, and the Bengals will get the football back. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Here we go.
2nd down and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 19-yard line.
Burrow on play action. Slant pass to Boyd. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Now it's Burrow. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. That's pretty impressive, Charles. It's one thing to be an elite speed wide receiver and have all that yards after the catch into the end zone, but from your tight end?
Yeah, you don't get that very often. What you're describing is more like a Tyreek Hill, a Devontae Adams, and Antonio Brown. You're not talking about a guy that lines up or can line up in line and look like an extra tackle on running plays. He took that bad boy downfield just like he was a scat back.
Before the game, he told me, I'm going to have a zinger or two today. And I was like, oh, a zinger or two? I guess that's a zinger, right?
That's a zinger.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. From the 31, Tua. He's going to air one out. And that's caught inside the 30. And they're into the end zone, but it's not verified yet. Hold on, there is a flag down. Brutal, so take away the long touchdown.
It's a cruel game sometimes, partner.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. The offense on 3rd down tonight, just 1 conversion and 8 tries. Not good. This will be 3rd and 5. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. That's to Waddle on the quick slant. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 140 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Now Tua. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle from 19 yards away. And the Dolphins are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. And oh, it's wide right. No good. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. The Bengals drive about to get going. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
11 mighty. 11 MP.
Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's got Hurst, his tight end. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. A big play that time on the catch and run. 38 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Here's a give to Mixon. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
On 3rd down, Mixon. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And this is going to wind up left. Well struck, but it's no good, and that'll keep this a 9-point game. Charles, all things considered, I guess that's not a critical miss at this stage, is it?
No, but still everything helps when you're trying to finish off a ball game. And you're right, not critical in terms of the scoreboard and the team, but the guy with the golden foot, he knows he's only as good as his last kick.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left. Setting to throw on first down is Tua. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Sam Hubbard making his presence felt in the backfield.
Sam Hubbard just continues to quietly produce for the Bengals. He plays the run, but he can also rush the passer, and had 7.5 sacks in 2021.
After the sack on first down, Tua. That ball nearly intercepted. The rookie had his hands on it, but couldn't pull it in. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means he'll need to come up with something here on third down. Looking to pass, Tua. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They have to like the position that they are in. Fourth quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Jamar Chase, 51 yards. And the Bengals look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Forced out to his left. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
6 yards on that last play. Here's second and 4. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. First and 10. 167 yards rushing for him now as his big night continues. On second down, Mostert. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. Running the counter with Mostert. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. All runs on this drive so far. It's first and 10. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it second and 9. Now they'll throw with Tagovailoa. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. On first down, Tagovailoa. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill from 10 yards out. And the Dolphins have got it back to a 2-score game here in the fourth. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
Good set. 11, 11, 11. 12, 12, 12.
Now it's Burrow.
And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard.
And the Dolphins come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles, these defenses, meanwhile, have a
the weather this time of year in the South? Perfect. Fall football weather. And we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap between the Chicago Bears and the Atlanta Falcons. NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
Hester to return from his end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
They go play action with Cutler. He'll drop this off to Peyton. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
They just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, here's Peyton. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Here we go on 4th down. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. On 1st and 10, here's Vick. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown.
So a pick 6 on the first play of the drive, and Charles, we have our first points of the game, making it 6-0.
And while it's only 6 points in the first quarter, it certainly takes a lot of pressure off of them, doesn't it? They're in the lead, they have control. Now they just want to settle in and play their game and defend that advantage.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone.
And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And complete to Drake London. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down. Now here's Vick. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. The Falcons at 4-6 now on the year. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
Pack the 60. Liking 18.
On third down, Vick.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down.
Ready?
Results in the fourth down.
Cougar 19.
Now Vick on fourth down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
And the Bears are going to have a first and goal forthcoming as he takes this down to about the 5-yard line.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
The line of scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for second and goal. Here's Peyton up the middle. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
It'll definitely be a disappointment to come out of this starting position with just 3 points. They need to try to dial something up now, 3rd and 10. They'll try and pound it in with Sayers. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there.
His first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Bears go up by 2 touchdowns.
Elliott good with a PAT. And it's now 14-0.
Falcons, nothing. Jake Elliott set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. It's done. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play, backwards a yard.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
And Vick's throw there, incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. On the return, Hester. It's a net of 40 there, punt of 48, and a return of 8. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14, Falcons, nothing.
So 3rd down, and the Falcons going with a dime. 6 defensive backs. Now a handoff inside. It's Peyton. And he will have the Bears first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a handoff up the middle. Done. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
70, hurry!
On 2nd down, it's done, and not much running room. Down to the 32. They were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Man open, here is Jones. Touchdown! Julio Jones. His 2nd touchdown on the season, and the Falcons have got it back to within a score. Able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete, and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go. Play action, Cutler. And he's got his big tight end here. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 15 more yards there, and quickly another first down. Up the middle, they run with Gale Sayers. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Now a give. It's Sayers between the tackles. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more of a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And this won't be enough. Stopped a yard short after a gain of 3. 4th down.
This team doesn't mind running the ball in any situation, and I thought he was going to get the first down the way the play developed, but the defense closed in and stopped him just about a yard short.
On 4th down, they'll try and run for it. And the surge is going to be too much defensively. He's hit and taken down to the backfield. He only needed a yard, but he couldn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons' offense at the line. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
They'll run on first down. Done. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. From the 41, Vick. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Really good coverage all over the field. They took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
Ready?
4th down, Vick. That's to his running back, complete. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a 1st down. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Bears will get the football back. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us. No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
And now with a play clock winding down, a whistle and possibly a false start. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. Now Cutler. And this throw will be intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But the Falcons were able to recover, so they will keep possession.
We always hear a lot of veterans on the defensive side of the football. They talk about smelling blood in the water, putting pressure on a rookie. They got to him there to force it free, but couldn't recover it.
And you mentioned the pressure. Rookie quarterback, you're going to bring more pressure at him at all times because you don't know how he's going to hold up. He was fortunate there. Luck was on his.
He's got him in. Complete. And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35. A big play there just before halftime, and even 40 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. From the gun, Vick. And his throw here's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Vick to the air again. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
18-11.
This will be the final play of the half. Vick, he's going to fire one deep, middle of the field.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st half.
So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It'll be Falcons football, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. Now this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. Vic readies to throw. It's complete to his big target, Crumpler. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Falcons. A big play there. 78 yards. And the Falcons are an extra point away from evening this one up. Well, with that touchdown pass, I'm going to bring up a point from earlier in the year. Some of the fans were saying, when do we turn to the rookie? Well, he's looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, I love the fact that the fans are bringing that up because I'm not the head coach. Okay, so he's got to deal with it. But I think it's a legitimate question. With the way their season is going, I think now is the time to turn the page and let him get some starts before this season is over.
Hester to return from his end zone. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand-new ball game, all tied here in the third as they have their first possession of this second half.
And, Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's the word answer, because they're trying to answer the momentum the other offense picked up in tying the game, because not only if they score and they feel better about themselves, they'll retake the lead and maybe set the tone for the rest of the half, keeping them in the driver's seat.
On the give, here comes Peyton. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter. Cutler will throw. Here's Hester open right side. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 13 yards as the quick slant keeps the drive moving. Now a give, it's Peyton. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Play action, it's Cutler. And that's complete to Jeffrey. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Throwing here, Cutler. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on third down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
They'll try and throw for him with Cutler. He's going to have his running back. It's complete.
So this offense able to convert on fourth, and now a fresh set of downs here, 1st and 10.
On the run, it's Peyton, and he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal. They'll try the right side here with Peyton. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line.
When you look at the geography we're staring at, this part of the field, don't you always think of big backs carrying the football, bruisers trying to pound it in? Instead,
and that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. From 4 yards out.
And the Bears have moved out in front.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is now 21-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he will be brought out here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They did what they had to do to start this 3rd quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
Here we go.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15.
A big-time gain there on the keeper, using his legs to hurt him. 1st down.
Well, you know, most quarterbacks, when you talk about their big playability, you talk about the arm, but this, an absolutely huge play with a leg.
And also with his mind, because he had to...
Ready.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10.
18 Cardinal. Ready.
Up the middle they go. It's done. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Play action now. Vick. They'll roll him out right.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Throwing, Vick. Steps away to his left. That is caught at the 7-yard line. Touchdown, Falcons! A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Coup for the extra point.
At home, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
Hester to return from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
Ready.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, they've seen their lead nearly extinguished after that last score, but bottom line, they are still on top with the football, and a touchdown on this drive would really put them in position A. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. This offense so far on third down, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now Cutler. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. A seismic shift in momentum here in the fourth quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, when people don't question the play call in that situation, sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of the drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable second down.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep, and they'll get him down right around the 16. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 3. Now a handoff up the middle. Done. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter.
Come on. Hey. 19 Tigers.
Desperation time. Vic on 4th down. Firing, and Julio Jones has it on the slant. They've been burned twice already on 4th down, but the 3rd time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. And the question now, how do they want to work the clock here on 1st and goal? A field goal would give them the late lead. Up the middle they go. It's done. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. An 8-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. A late turnover is so often the difference in a ball game, and here the turnover leads to the go-ahead touchdown.
So repeat after me, partner. You have to take care of the football. In order to protect the lead, you must take care of the football. Ball security. How many times do they have to say it? They've been preaching it since day 1 of camp, and it came back to bite them right there.
And he is not going to make it. So they won't be able to move this lead up to a touchdown as it'll remain a 5-point ball game. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Hester to return from his end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. 48 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. a give. Here's Peyton running left. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
They'll run now with Peyton, and he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Off the play fake. Here's Cutler. Eluding the pressure right. We've got a one-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They face a critical 3rd down now, needing a score here in the late going. Cutler to throw. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football.
Well, you knew you had to take some chances here with the clock winding down, needing a touchdown to win it, and that one might have just sealed their fate.
Yeah, and that's the nature of the 2-minute drill. The offense trying to go downfield and make their plays. But defenses, they're sitting back watching everything that they do, but not too far back. They want to be in position to make a play on the ball, and that they did.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Here's Vic. Throw caught there by Crumpler.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now a second timeout called for by the defense, as the clock will stop with just 70 seconds left to go in the game. They'll go option on 2nd down, right side. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown run.
And the Falcons are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead.
And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head?
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Adrian Phillips.
And the Falcons will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. On 2nd down now, it's done. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. Well, somebody lit a fire under that offense during the break, Charles. Remember, they trailed at intermission. They come out, they have the big second half, and that lifts them to the victory.
And Brandon, trailing at halftime, we always talk about teams making adjustments. You know what the best adjustments usually are? It's just executing better. Because the game plan you put in place at the beginning of the week often still holds. You don't have to make wholesale changes. Just have to do it a little bit better, a little cleaner. And they did that in the second half, and that led them to victory.
So for the Falcons, the win gets them a step closer to 500 at 5-6.
And they will hit the road next week to take on Washington.
Meanwhile, for the Bears, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they